I just got back from Springfield yesterday, where we had a week of being in session, and one of the bills that I signed on as a co-sponsor for is HB 426. It's the Immigrant Safe Zones bill, and it would create safe zones at schools, hospitals, education facilities, so that immigrants should not be afraid of deportation or, officials, law enforcement coming in without a warrant to try to get people to deport. And the reason is that, I think that all immigrants, regardless of their status, and it's important to support this bill is because we need to make sure that there are safe spaces like hospitals and schools and places of worship where immigrants do not have to be afraid that they will be raided by immigration officers. And this is something that is helpful for people who are undocumented as well as documented immigrants, because in this environment there are a lot of policies coming out of the White House that sometimes, they are very unclear about who is the target. And so we want to make sure that law enforcement follows the law. If they come into these spaces, they have to have a warrant. And if they do not have a warrant, they're not allowed to just come in and raid the facility and deport people. And what will happen with this legislation, it has passed out of the Human Services Committee. That means that it was approved to go for a vote on the floor of the House of Representatives, and it will be voted on by the full House. And before it becomes law, it needs to be voted on in the Senate and signed by the governor. But this is something that I feel very strongly in. I have co-sponsored several pieces of legislation that protect immigrants and make sure that immigrants, whether they are documented or undocumented, have access to the same constitutional rights as everyone else.